Alright, we got this little truck camper pop-up thingy. That's what we got going on. So the owner tried to make some repairs, I guess, right here. And that right there is a gusset plate. And he had another one over here. That's how we tried to splice it, because I guess that corner got rotted out on him. So we're going to fix that. And then everything else looks okay. Everything else looks okay. And then we're going to get started with the roof. So all we did so far is take off the vent that's on the roof. We took that off, and so we're gonna see what else left after we get these repairs done. But that's I don't even know the brand name of this little camper here. It's got a name on it. No name on it. It's a no name. It's a no name one. All right. Well, like I said, we'll be back. We'll show you more. We're gonna make a piece up. So the rest of this is okay. So we're going to try to make a stitch in here, and once we make that all in there, we'll stitch it all together with that, and everything will be hunky-dory. We got to get it to leash back onto this side, and once we do all that and fabricate up a piece, then the other option would be to have to take all that apart, tear all this down. So we're going to save the wallet. This is what we do here. So we're going to make a piece out. We're going to fabricate a piece of metal in there. We're going to put it in there and get everything all cinched together and glue it all in there. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Truck camper, one that goes in the back of a bed. What I'm noticing, this thing's only a couple years old. I think it's 15, maybe a 14, but it's only a couple years old. This is where the air conditioner was sitting. That's where your air conditioner goes. And just from that short period of time, look how much of a gap there is right underneath there. That's from the air conditioner sagging. Right now it probably only looks like maybe about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, but it's only going to get worse. So we're going to see what we can do to try to strengthen that up, if anything. Now the curves we put on will help, but it still won't prevent it from sagging. It'll just keep it elevated. So we don't want it to start bellying out and start pulling the ceiling down. And those air conditioning units, not quite that heavy, only about, I don't know, maybe 80 pounds, I guess. But I wanted to show you that. This is, again, pretty new coach and an expensive one. You'd think that they'd be able to put a little more strength in there to hold it together, and you'd think that they'd put some stock in here. There's no stock in there. Just screwing right to this. Coach goes down the road, the camera's going down, the wind's hitting it. It's going to vibrate, it's going to shake, and also the wind velocity will want to pull it up. So all of those things. To hold the screw properly. So we don't have any rot on here that I can see right now. We're still probably getting that front piece off up there, so we'll double check that. So we'll keep you updated with this, but I want to show you that, like I said, because it's a concern. It's a concern with me because I'd like to correct it. I'm going to see if there's a way I can do it without it developing into a big problem. So we'll let you know. There goes that compressor. Alright, this is our little camper trailer. Gotta shut the compressor up. Take it around my radio. There we go. This is our little pop-up slide-in truck camper. I don't even know the brand name. It doesn't have any logos. The guy had it repainted. We had a piece rotted up in here, which we were forewarned about. We're checking this one now, and then this other side is really bad as well. This side is, so we're going to replace this one. And then, where's the other one we had here? There it is. Take a look at it. But this thing is all rotted out. So that's the one on the end, the back end. And the one on the side is actually worse than this, where you could plunge a screwdriver right through it as you poked it. So that's why we're going to replace that one, obviously. And now what we're doing is we're going to check over here on this side. We got to get that out. This is silicone. See? It's not stuck. That's what it is. Don't use silicone. Silicone does not stick. And that's also an acrylic on there. That's an acrylic style roof, much like a regular pop-up camper. And for it to stick, you have to have a primer on it, which no one ever puts on there anyways. So it's not going to stick. So you got someone else slobbered some more right here. All that silicone. So you don't want to use silicone. It's just not a good product. Not in this application. Silicone may have its place in a commercial and an industrial application, but the stuff that you're just buying off the shelf at a home center, Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace, that type of thing, don't use it. People swear by it, but it is not a good product unless it's primed. A lot of preparation needed to get that to stick. And again, I know it has its applications, but so far in my career of doing root systems, I've got 30 years in doing commercial work, I have not found the use for silicone at all. So maybe one day I will find out where it's supposed to be used properly, but until that day, I do not recommend it. But anyhow, that's what we're working on, this little camper. So we shall give you an update here shortly, just as soon as we get some more pieces in and get it all configured and blah, blah, blah. We'll be back. Now, this little truck camper we're working on, we just pulled that other side out. That's how bad it is. We got all these pieces here. So this is the one on the other side.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were on the camera.
Yeah, we're on the camera. We're on set. We're on set! So we got it all tore out now. We'll get a new piece put in there. Yep. So if you want to keep putting silicone in, this is what happens. The problem with it is when it fails, you can't really notice that it's failed. And when it does fail, you cannot go back and just put silicone over silicone. It won't stick to itself, and nothing will stick to silicone. So you literally have to dig it all out to put a fresh layer of silicone. Make sure you have a primer on it. This is our little slide-in truck camper with no name on it. So we fixed all this structure back here. We fixed all this structure on the other side. All the way down there, we replaced that. So then the other thing we did is, this is on pretty well. You can see it's applied foam assembly. That's the foam under there. You can see that real well. You start peeling that up, sometimes you're asking for more work and more aggravation than need be. So what we did is we prepped that. That has to be prepped with a special primer. So we primed it, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this roof out right here. We've already got it glued, and that's what we're doing right now. We're gonna roll it right out. Let's see if I can get up this ladder here and give you a better bird eye view, maybe, like this. So we're gonna roll her out. Get up on the other side here so you roll it a little evenly. Alright, that's us. That looks up pretty.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Now all we do is roll this one back, glue it, and we'll do the same thing, and then we'll cut out for our vent, our plumbing, heat weld it all together, pull it down. Yabba dabba doo. Hey, this is our little, we got a big truck camper, the slide-in one. We finally got the roof on. But I'd say this thing was a bugger. It's almost like a, because that extends up. This is like a pop-up. And I tell you, those edges, they're a pain in the tail. We stopped doing the old Colemans, so we don't do pop-ups here anymore. They're a pain in the tail, and they never want to lay right, never want to sit right. So, like, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. I don't like it, but sometimes it is what it is. I mean, it's just real hard to get that to shape and sit right on there, that acrylic and everything that's on there. I'd have to reshape the whole thing. And anything can be done, but, you know, how bad do you want to lean on somebody's wallet to make it do right? Well, all he cares right now is that it's watertight, which that it is. So we get all that squared away. And then some of the other changes, I don't know if you remember on here, but they had this couple of plates right here to hold that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like it for, one, it just was a plate there, and there was a plate here. So I didn't like it for that reason. And also it just looked terrible. These are aluminum, and I didn't like that. So we took, this is one piece that runs all the way around, one piece. So now everything is, not only is it holding the mechanism to bring this up, but it's also holding this whole corner assembly together. And then obviously you can see we painted this and put new rivets in and so forth, bolted everything back together. So that's what we got on that. And then the top, it's real simple. It's like all the other ones we've done. See if I can get up here and show you. But there's just that one vent on there. Just the one vent, and then it's we got the one plumbing right there. That's it. I mean, this is pretty simple in that aspect of it. But the truth of the matter is it did kick our tail trying to get everything just right because we didn't like it. So this is the new piece we put on there. So now that you disturb that, you know, you kind of disturb that roll that I was mentioning. So we want everything to kind of line up. But like I said, there's a couple wrinkles in it, and there's not much more we can do with it outside of really tearing it apart and making a whole bunch of components or another shoulder, and you know, and all that costs money. So we want to get things out. We want them to be watertight. We want them to look as presentable as we can for the money involved. So, but that's our little slide-in camper right there. Then obviously we sealed everything. Everything's been double layered and primed and all that. So thanks for watching. Take a look at our YouTube channel. Unless you're already on it, you can go to other videos as well, and you can see some other projects that we do. And you can go to our website, which is rvroofinstall.com, and learn more about what we do. And you want to do these once, do them right, and get them over with. That's it. Be done with it. So, and you'll learn a lot of that on our website. We don't do coatings here. You'll learn about coatings on our coatings page. And way at the bottom, you'll also see a blog there, which takes you to GAF's contractor's blog about coatings. So you can, if you're wanting to go in that direction, you can see what you'd be in for, because there's a lot of information up there. So we just like folks to know where their money's going, so this way they won't be disappointed. If you got any questions, give us a call, 423-475-ROOF, 423-475-7663. Again, thanks for watching.